Hi, my name is Liz Hathway and this is my astrological look at the week ahead. And that's the week starting Monday the 13th of May 2019. It's the week of the full moon in Scorpio, which is on Saturday. And what an amazing full moon that is, because on Saturday we also will see the first Venus-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. Uranus moved into Taurus, of course, last year in May, but at that point Venus was in Gemini. She was opposite the galactic center. So the conjunction didn't happen last year. These two planets didn't have an opportunity to meet last year, but they are going to meet now for the first time on the day of this incredible full moon in Scorpio. So Saturday is almost like I want to forget the week and just head into Saturday. But we're gonna take a step back and we're gonna run through the week anyway. So Monday, Tuesday, we've kind of got this incredible earthy energy around us. Okay, so the sun is in Taurus. Taurus is very practical, it's very hands-on, it's materialistic, it wants to make things material, it wants to see results, it wants to touch them, smell them, hold them in the hand. It's very in contact actually with the senses, Taurus. Moon is in Virgo on Tuesday, and it's what we get there. Moon in Virgo, because very practical, very able to join the dots. Virgo, very intelligent, very quick. It's a movable sign. So that grand trine we've got there on Tuesday between the Sun, the Moon, Saturn, Pluto, and it's actually a little bit before then as well because Mercury's in the picture now as well. We can get a lot done. We can literally move mountains on Tuesday. We can clear the desk. We can knuckle under, settle down and just get on with things, without interruption, if we want to. It depends, of course, where we wish to focus, and that you'll see in the individual chart, where that focus is going to be going. But certainly for myself, I have the feeling for myself, speaking personally, I'm going to get a lot of things out of the way tomorrow, clear my desk. Then on Wednesday, as I say, we get Venus actually moving into Taurus. And Uranus is just a little bit up the road there, and they're going to run into each other on Saturday. But this is, when Venus gets into Taurus, this is for me symbolized in the tarot card, the Empress. It's the image of spring in all its abundance, in all its beauty, in all its fullness, in its, the senses, the colors, the smells. This exemplifies Venus in Taurus. It's earthy energy, it's attractive, it's about wholeness. And the moon is exalted in this sign. So it's also, with Venus in Taurus, you feel safe emotionally. It's a kind of a safe energy feel to it. Then we're sort of moving into Thursday. We've got Venus, don't forget now, in Taurus. We've got on Thursday, we've got Mercury sextiling Neptune. That's also Mercury's at the moment in Taurus, so it's taken its time to digest things. It's not rushing in, it's quite patient. It has to digest, things have to pass through the system for Mercury in Taurus to be able to chew on it, the way cows chew on things, it has to be mulled over a few times, like the grass has to be, I think they have to chew things a few times, don't they, cows? So there is that feeling with Mercury, Neptune as well, though. Once Mercury contacts Neptune, Neptune is in Pisces and things can move, they can flow. Mercury in Pisces dilutes things. Water can take a lot. If you look at the amount of pollution that pours into our oceans, and yet we can still swim in it, some miraculous way, the sea is able to absorb it and do something with it. So there's this feeling of flow, letting go, letting things move. Which is quite nice in a way, Mercury in Taurus, as I say, it's ruminating, mulling things over, but then Neptune comes into the picture and it's go with the flow, move, just sort of, move out, move into other things, morph if you like. But what we also see on Thursday, though, is Mars moving out of Gemini, where it's all about ideas, it's all about communication, maybe defending your ideas, sharing your ideas with a kind of vigour, which is, belongs to Mars. But then when Mars comes into Cancer, we see Mars changes. Mars is in its fall in Cancer. It's exalted in Capricorn, it's in its fall in Cancer. Why is that? Because Mars in Cancer is a bit defensive, it's kind of a prickly Mars, it's a sensitive Mars. And when the emotions become moved by the energy of Mars, you get storm in a teacup, perhaps. But there's definitely that potential for quarrelling, for bickering, for and things that have a kind of an emotional edge to them, So that's Mars in Cancer. The positive of Mars in Cancer, of course, is Mars in Cancer is about defending the homeland. It's about defending your own space. It's about defending your family. It's about defending what is yours in a way, and standing up for that and guarding that, and putting Mars into protecting that. So there's a good side to it for sure. So move into Friday, then we have Mercury trine in Saturn and sextile in the North Node. Mercury trine Saturn is very constructive. It's picking up in a way on that grand trine on Tuesday, which is why I said in a way this is a week where we can move mountains. There's a lot of Earth present in the chart at the moment. If we look at where the planets are, there's a lot of Earth in the picture now, and Earth is, it's got a lot of strength and it can move things, and it has patience. Certainly Taurus, this is a very patient sort of energy. We get into Saturday. We're building up now to this incredible full moon and this Venus-Uranus conjunction. Can you wait? I can't. But we have Saturday, we have Mercury trine Pluto. That's the first aspect. This is taking us into this. Mercury trine Pluto. This is the depths. This is a revealing of things that are hidden, which is also a bit of the theme of the full moon. Because the full moon, before we had street lights as well, the full moon was a time when people met. You could see on dark roads when the moon was full. The moon, when it's full, it lightens and brightens things that are otherwise not visible. There's that feeling of revealing, bringing to light things that normally would be dark. It's also the conscious, symbolically, it's the conscious and the unconscious. It's a face-off between these two forces. And there's an ability with the full moon it's a kind of a critical phase in a way. Things come to a head, and we're talking here about a full moon in Scorpio. So this is about shedding negative emotions. It's about letting go of things that do not nourish or further your growth in some way. Scorpio is an interesting sign. The symbol of the Scorpio is that little creature, the scorpion, and what an incredible little creature that is. I mean, we have fossils of the scorpion which go back before the dinosaurs. So they survived that meteor which wiped out these enormous creatures. There's power in the Scorpio, and it has to be power that is, used for the good, So I think this full moon, especially because we've got the Sun in Taurus, Venus in Taurus, conjuncting Uranus at 1817 Dutch time, 1770 GMT time, the first conjunction of these two planets. This is the birth of, sort of a new form of love, a new form of relationship, a new form of attractiveness, a new form of relationship to yourself. You don't even necessarily have to think of it as being a relationship with another person. It could be, look at where it falls in your chart. It's bringing things, new things up. It's a birthing moment between these two incredible, powerful forces, the force of love and the force of change. And then with that full moon, it's getting rid of things, shedding things that are not growth promoting. Because Scorpio is related to Mars, it's related to the sexual organs, it's related to the mystery of life and death. It's about shedding, it's about birthing, it's about all of those things that, are on the edge, that we maybe are a bit apprehensive about, just as women generally are apprehensive about giving birth. You know, there's also an apprehension when it comes to the end of life. So Scorpio deals with things that are deep and profound and that matter. And this incredible full moon says as well, all these Taurus planets, yes, it's solid, we can take it, we can deal with it. You know, let's bring it out, let's bring things to awareness, let's birth these monsters that need to be birthed, if they need to be birthed. Let's let them out and deal with them in the full light of consciousness, which is the sun. So yeah, as you can see, I'm really enthusiastic about this full moon. I'm going to be active on the full moon with a group of women out in the wilds in Holland, and as far as you can get wilds in Holland. But I'm excited, and if you get an opportunity, spend some time on Saturday around after 1817 Dutch time, 1717 English time, to really contact that Venus, Uranus, and later on, much later on in the evening, we get that full moon. So take a look at it, go out and stand under it. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Have a great week. Bye.